Lesson 1.8, Relate Multiplication to Division. The essential question today is, how is multiplication used to solve a division problem? You can use the relationship between multiplication and division to solve a division problem. Using the same numbers, multiplication and division are opposite or inverse operations. So, if I have my factor 3 and my factor 8, 3 times 8 creates a product of 24. A dividend of 24 divided by a divisor of 3 creates a quotient of 8. You can see that the numbers are interrelated. 3 times 8 equals 24, and 24 divided by 3 equals 8. 24 divided by 8 also equals 3. Unlocking the problem. Real world. Joel and 5 friends collect 126 marbles. They share the marbles equally. How many marbles does each friend get? Well, one way is I can make an array. So I'm going to outline a rectangle array in the grid model of 126 squares. And I'm going to arrange it into 6 rows of the same length and then shade each row a different color. So I have 126 marbles. And I have 5 friends. And I have to make sure that I have 126 squares. So if I want, I can actually count up these squares and I'll see that there are 125 squares, or 26 squares. So I have, there's for Joel, and there's for friend 1, and there's friend 2, and there's my next friend, and my next friend, and my last friend. So what I've done is I've outlined 126 squares in 6 rows of the same length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. So how many squares are shaded in each row? So if I look, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21. So how many squares are shaded in each row? 21. Use the array to complete the multiplication sentence. Then use the multiplication sentence to complete the division sentence. So 6 times 21 equals 126. Or 126 divided by 6 equals 21. So each of the friends will get 21 marbles. Let's look at the another way. Another way, we could use the distributive property. 52 divided by 4. You can use the descriptive property and an area model to solve a division problem. Remember that distributive property states that multiplying a sum by a number is the same as multiplying each add-in in the sum by the number and then adding the products together. This is where you get to take the mental math and do the easy problems. So, write a multiplication sentence for the division problem. Think about it. Use the divisor as a factor and the dividend as the product. The quotient will be the unknown factor. So, if I have 52 divided by 4 equals whatever the number might be, I could swap the problem around and know that 4 times something is going to give me 52. Let's look at step 2. The easiest way is to break this apart into the parts I know, the easier parts. So if I'm going to use distributive property, I want to take that 52 right here, and I want to break it into easier parts. So I'm going to put 40 on this side, and then if I take the easy 40 out, then I'm going to have 12 left over on this side. So now, on this side, I need to find out what I have 4 times something equals this 40. And on this side, I have 4 times something equals the 12. Well, it makes it a little easier to figure that out because I know that 4 times 10 equals the 40, and I know that 4 times 3 equals the 12. So now, I have 4 times 10 plus 4 times 3, which equals 52. So now that I know that my sum areas are going to be 10 plus 3, which is 13. So if I'm going to write a multiplication sentence for the unknown factor that I found, I'm going to use 4 times 13 equals 52. So 52 divided by 4 is 13. So breaking the problem apart into smaller pieces, taking that larger quotient and breaking it into pieces that I know make the problem a lot easier. So how can you use a distributive property to find the quotient of 96 divided by 8? I can write the related multiplication sentence. 8 times blank equals 96. Then I can use the distributive property to break apart the product. So 96 equals 80 plus 16, because I take the 96 and I break it apart. That equals 8 times 10 plus 8 times 2. So 8 times 10 plus 2. Well, since 8 times 12 is 96, then 96 divided by 8 equals 12.